and welcome to Off the Tee. My name is Chris Oosthuizen. You can find me at Chris Ebaum on Twitter, or you can find my golf page at OTT Matchups on Twitter. What a week! The Arnold Palmer Invitational, another great tournament once again, another cashing week again. I cashed top 20s, top 10, a big one in the first round leader with Corey Connors. That was 66-1. If you also follow me on Wednesdays on Fox Sports and Gambler with Sean Brace on the Daily Ticket, I had a matchup play winner. I also had a miscut winner with Billy Horschel for plus 275, and I've also started writing matchup plays as well for the weekend on Philly Influencer, and I went 2-0 on that on Saturday and Sunday. So overall, if you've been following my picks, we've been making money, and it's been really good, and we're going to keep this momentum rolling to the fifth major, the Players' Championship. It's at TPC Sawgrass. Big event. All the big names are pretty much out there for the most part. Par 72, 7,189 yards, and Bermuda grass greens. This is a little shorter of a course. The driving accuracy is a little more important here compared to other PGA Tour events. So it is a smaller course. The average distance on holes is 277 yards compared to the tour average of 282. And par 5 scoring will be big here because you can take advantage of them. There's 4 par 5s, and you could definitely get birdies and eagles here as well. There should be extremes of good and bad scores, so there's going to be a lot of risk-reward with tons of water, sand, and there's going to be a lot of opportunities here. Key stats, I feel that's going to be important for this tournament. Strokes gained off the tee. While distance isn't a big deal, I think accuracy plays a big part in that. Birdie or better percentage. You're going to need a high score in this event. So birdies are better. There's going to be very important here. Fairway hits, as I just talked about before, and approach shots. This is an approach shot course because it is a shorter course. There's angles all over. So if you're very good at the approach shots, you should do really well here and take advantage of it. And without further ado, we're going to try and hit another first round leader. We hit one last week with Corey Connors at 66-1. And I got 4 golfers I really like. And let's get this started here. I'm going to go with my lower end guy, Collin Morico. I have him ranked 7th strokes gained total in first round play on Pete Dye courses. And Pete Dye has designed this course. So while Morico doesn't have a whole lot of data on this course as far as first rounds go, he hasn't actually played this event, but he has played a Pete Dye course once, and he scored very well on it. He's a birdie and ball striking machine. Now that he's fixed that putting grip, as shown at the World Golf Championship, something I was concerned about before, it looks good now. He really worked on it. I could see him getting hot right away and continuing that momentum from the WGC. I'm not concerned with him never playing this at all. He's just a newer guy on tour, and he's just been dominant. So he's been a killer, and I'll take him for the leader after first round, 40-1. My second guy, Si-Woo Kim, at 90-1, a former Players Champion. I've talked about him many times being a rise and fire golfer. He's known for being a first round beast. He ranks 5th in the field in consecutive GIRs, that's greens and regulations, which could lead to lower scores. And he has a real comfortable feel here for the most part, and I can see it really benefiting him in the first round. He's had a lot of really good success with these Pete Dye courses, especially being a former champion here. Alex Noren, 125-1. I have him ranked 2nd in strokes gained total in the entire field for first round strokes gained total within 4 years of data on Pete Dye courses. So he's had a lot of experience here for the most part. 4 first rounds on these kind of courses. I think that's a good amount of data, and he's shown that he's been really good on these kind of courses, especially the first round, and I love it at 125-1. He's shown some good glimpses here and there. He doesn't have mind-blowing stats. He doesn't really have anything off the page that looks amazing, but his strong suits are strokes gained around the green and putting. He did post a top 12 at Genesis, which is a really tough course, so we're a course where you could have real good scores or bad scores here for the most part. Could really be Jekyll or Hyde either way. I think he could benefit from the first round. And finally, Rory Sabbatini, also 125-1. Nobody's been colder than Sabbatini. He hasn't been a guy you haven't really been wanting to play. He missed his last 3 cuts in his last 3 events. But I'm not playing him to win. I have him ranked 5th in the field for first round strokes gained total. He has 8 first rounds played here, so he's had a lot of experience, tons of data showing that he's been comfortable with these Pete Dye courses. Corey Connors fell in this kind of category in last week's event where he had the right stats to play here, and he never really had any good results over at the Arnold Palmer. And look, he finally had the stats that showed that proved it, and we banked in on that at 66-1. I'm hoping Rory Sabbatini could be that kind of guy at 125-1. He also ranks third in par fours, birdie or better percentage. There's a lot of par fours here, so I can see Sabbatini getting hot early here, and we could possibly cash big with him here. I'm going to go into my top 30 now. I'm going with a guy that actually had a withdrawal last week out of nowhere. Louis Oosthuizen at plus 138. This guy tends to be around the discussion when it comes to big star-studded events. He always comes out to play for these huge events. His best strokes gained stat is strokes gained total. Besides that, he's pretty much positive in all strokes gained categories. He really doesn't have too much of a flaw. He really gets up for these kind of events, and he's especially good at tee degree and putting. Getting him at plus money at top 30 seems like a no-brainer to me. And now I'm going to get into my top 20. I have 4 top 20s here. This first one here, I could not even believe was in the plus money. I had to look twice. I was shocked. Justin Thomas, plus 125. I could not believe it. But, I mean, with his recent play, he hasn't been the regular JT. His putting hasn't been that good. And in his last 3 events, even with this not normal JT playing per se, he's been top 20 in his twice in the last 3 events. And now we're getting plus money with him. It's absolutely insane. He's had an 11th and a 3rd at this event. He leads the field in par 4 birdie or better percentage and birdies on ball percentage as well too. I mean, he's just a birdie making machine on tour, even for the somewhat of a slump he's really had. He hasn't been off to greats. He hasn't been really that good off the tee, I'll say, for the most part. He's been really inaccurate so far. So if he can just be somewhat of an even strokes gained off the tee guy, or even be a little bit better than that, I see him no doubt being a top 20. Even if he is a little off with the driver, if you will, he's still, I think, going to be in the top 20. He's been doing it already, not even being good with the driver. And he's 8th in strokes gained tee to green. He's 2nd in strokes gained approach. When on his game, he's one of the best. I've talked about him many times. Based on the stats, I always felt like JT is the best player on tour, but he hasn't been playing like that of late. And now we're getting unbelievable value on him. So give me Justin Thomas, top 20 plus 125. You're going to get sick of this name. I bring him up all the time, but he's a cashing machine. Will Zalatoris, 3-1, top 20. He continues to be in great form throughout the year. He's 7th in the field in strokes gained total, 3rd in strokes gained approach, 4th in strokes gained tee to green. He's finished in the top 20 4 times in his last 6 events. Now you're getting my 3-1 on your money with this stacked field. I'm in. And he even got 10th last week. He's locked in, and for 3-1 for a top 20, it's an absolute steal. Joaquin Niemann, plus 275. He's ranked 4th birdie or better percentage, 5th in par 4 birdie or better percentage, 11th in par 5 scoring average. He's shown glimpses of being really good. He had that one tournament against Harris English where he kind of blew it, and then he's kind of fell off a little bit, but he can score low with the best of them, and I can see him being really good here in the top 20. I don't have to worry about him losing a lead on Sunday. I think he should be able to hold at top 20, so for plus 275, I really like him. And an old name, Sam Burns, plus 4.5 here for top 20. How soon do the sportsbooks forget this guy? He had that meltdown at the Genesis, then he missed the cut at the API, and now you're getting him an amazing value at plus 450 to finish in the top 20. His strong suits are strokes gained off the tee and strokes gained total. And I said before, strokes gained off the tee is going to be important here. He's ranked 6th in par birdie or better percentage, 11th on BOB percentage, and he also puts really well on Bermuda grass, much better than he did on the PUA. So that's always a plus as well. Now I'm going to get into my top 10. I have Collin Morico, 3-1 here. He's 1st in the field strokes gained approach, no shocker. He's been on fire, 9th in birdie or better percentage. Like I said before, the putter is coming along now, and the new grip looks fine. Everything looks good. He should make top 10 in this event, no problem. Patrick Cantlay, plus 225. He's had a lot of experience at Pete Dye courses, especially at TPC Sawgrass. He's had 11 rounds here, and they've all been in positive strokes gained categories. So his experience, he's been real solid, and he's been playing unbelievable, especially on the West Coast. So give me plus 225 for Patrick Cantlay. And finally, I'm going to go to him, Viktor Hovland, plus 350. Ball striker, fairway hitter. He does it all. All of his assets in his game are fantastic. Even his strokes gained around the green has gotten better. His putting is solid. He's been a top 10 player all year. I expect nothing less from him. So a top 10 plus 350, I really like him here. And I'm going to get into my winners now. I have 3 winners I like here. And I'm telling you right now, I'm taking those 3 guys from the top 10. And first, I'm going to go Viktor Hovland here, 28-1. Viktor Hovland's iron play seems to fit this course, bottom line. He's very good strokes gained off the tee as well. 2 very important things that need to be done here. And he's due for that real big win, and it could come here. I would not be shocked if he wins the Players here. Patrick Cantlay, 22-1. He's had 3 events this year. His worst finish has been 15. He's been near the top of that FedEx standings. This win would put him right at the top of that board. He does everything really well, and he's pretty much in every tournament he's played in. He's ranked 6th in par 5 birdie or better percentage. He's 8th on BOB percentage. He's had a real long break. He had that dehydration issue, so he's been in Florida for a while. He's got accustomed to being on the East Coast. I really like that a lot, and I think it's going to really benefit here. He's too good of a golfer, 22-1. I really like that. And finally, my favorite play to win, Collin Morico at 22-1. Nobody's been better than Morico in my eyes. I usually don't take golfers to win after winning a tournament. He did win the WGC and then took off the API, so he has had that break. But you know what? The Players' Championships are really weird. You get all sorts of winners. There's really no formula per se of what kind of golfer is good here. You've had Rory win. You've had Webb Simpson win. You've had a bunch of guys win this tournament. So I feel like I can step out of my norm for taking a guy that played his last tournament and won. It's a rarity for me, but Morico is a rarity. He's absolutely unbelievable. He's a bulldog. He's a beast. He's great off the tee for such a little guy. He putts real well. His ball striking's incredible. He's number 1 on approach shots. Even at the WGC, he's able to make that rally. The second round, he shot a 64. So you know you're not out with him. He could have a big round any round during this tournament. And it could be the first, it could be the second, it could be the third, it could be the fourth. I don't think it really matters. I think any round that he does real well here, that could pretty much bring him right into contention. And I feel like he could really benefit from that. So we'll see what happens. I think 22-1 is a really great play. And that'll do it, guys. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys have been playing my plays for the most part. We've been cashing a lot. Once again, you can find me on Wednesdays at Fox Sports The Gambler with Sean Brace on the Daily Ticket, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. I will break down this tournament even more. And on top of that, I'll put up a couple matchup plays or any other kind of plays that I did not discuss here. So it's a must-listen. It's on iHeartRadio, so be sure to tune in 4 p.m. Eastern Time. I will give out plays I did not give out here today. And I'm also blogging as well. I started last week for Philly Influencer on Twitter. I've pretty much been putting out my OTT matchup plays, my explanations for what plays I like for my third and fourth round plays. For the most part, at OTT Matchups is where I post them. But with Philly Influencer, I also blog about them, and I give you explanation why I make these plays. I just don't pick them out of the blue. There's analytics to it. There's stuff that I know that works, and it's shown throughout the course of the year. I've been on the right side for most of the time. So find me at Chris Ebom on Twitter. Find me at OTT Matchups on Twitter. Fox Sports The Gambler on Wednesdays, and of course my blog on Philly Influencer. I'm all over the place on the PGA. I'm trying to get my face out there, and you know what? It's been working as far as the winners, and I just want to keep getting you guys more money here, so let's go make that money.